There's an ancient kind of terror that lives between waking and sleep, a liminal panic that predates all our modern science. On this special Halloween episode, we will look at why things that go bump in the night may not be what they appear. I'm Jay, and this is Somnolipod. You wake in the dark, unable to move. The room feels heavy, pressing in from all directions. Your chest burns, your breath refuses to come, and somewhere near the edge of your bed, you feel something watching you. A shape, a presence. It's leaning closer, closer still, until the weight settles on your chest like a living thing. You try to scream, but the sound won't come. Your body is frozen, trapped between dream and waking. For most of human history, that was the moment people met the vampire. Before we had the language of REM sleep and muscle atonia, we had folklore. And in those long, candlelit centuries, stories spread of night demons that crept into bedrooms to feed on the breath or blood of the living. The Norse spoke of the Mara, a shadowy visitor who sat on sleepers' chests and rode them until they woke, gasping. In Eastern Europe, the Upir and Vrikolakas haunted villages, revenants that returned from the grave to drain vitality from the living. In Newfoundland, the old hag was blamed for crushing the sleeping with her spectral weight. These were not monsters from fiction. They were explanations, desperate attempts to make sense of the suffocating paralysis that struck in the deepest hours of night. When your body betrays you and refuses to move, when your mind screams but no sounds come, it's easy to believe that something else must be holding you down. Today, we know that this terror has a name: sleep paralysis. It's a natural glitch in the machinery of both REM sleep and the transition between sleeping and waking. During REM specifically, the brain sends signals to inhibit muscle movement so that we don't physically act out our dreams. And for most of us, that atonia ends the moment we awaken. But sometimes, consciousness returns before the paralysis lifts. The result is a waking dream in a frozen body, often accompanied by vivid hallucinatory imagery that borrows from our deepest fears. And what are our oldest fears, if not those of violation and helplessness in the dark? People who experience sleep paralysis often report feeling weight on the chest, pressure on the throat, or a looming presence in the room. It's the brain, still half asleep, trying to interpret the flood of REM-related imagery through the lens of waking logic. The ancient villagers who felt that same pressure simply gave it a face: pale, hungry, and cold. They called it a vampire. Even the detail of blood loss has its roots in biology. In a paralyzed state, oxygen deprivation and shallow breathing can cause tingling, dizziness, and a feeling of drained life. Sensations that align perfectly with myths of a nocturnal feeder. The line between physiology and folklore was as thin as cobweb. Science eventually caught up, but the fear remains visceral. When Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, that character inherited centuries of nocturnal dread. The Count doesn't just drink blood, he visits at night. He stands by the bedside, immobilizes his victims, and leaves them weak and breathless by dawn. He's the embodiment of every paralysis demon we have ever conjured. Even his aversion to sunlight mirrors the vulnerability of REM sleep, a place of darkness where the mind wanders unguarded. Modern medicine can measure every stage of that process. The REM onset, the temporary atonia, the shift in brainwaves as consciousness flickers back online. But measurement doesn't erase mystery. In the half-light between dream and waking, science and superstition still hold hands. The old stories persist because they speak to something primal, the terror of being trapped inside our body at the mercy of something unseen. If you wake tonight and feel that invisible weight pressing down, you'll tell yourself it's just a neural misfire, a trick of the brain, and you'll be right. But still, in the silence that follows, you might glance toward the corner of the room, just to be sure nothing is standing there. I hope this has been enjoyable for you, as it has for me. Send me some emails if you have ever had sleep paralysis yourself, and tell me all about it. You can reach me at j@somnolapod.com. You can also reach out to me through any of the socials, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So until we speak next time, please remember to make sleep a priority.